What are some of the things we're doing with our clients to help them prepare for this if this is really a goal?
Yeah, I mean, one, you have to have a withdrawal strategy that is tested against lots of different possible market outcomes.
Right.
You have to be willing to be really dynamic with how you spend money, because the earlier you retire, the more significant the effect of the sequence of returns that you get. Or in other words, the possibility that early on in your retirement, you have a really, really bad bear market that comes along, and you still need to take money out of your portfolio during that period. And that's going to affect the longevity of your portfolio. And the earlier you retire, the earlier that happens, the bigger the risk that poses to the longevity of your assets.
Mm-hmm. Another thing that sometimes you don't necessarily think about, and not a lot of people necessarily encourage, but, if this is really a goal, do you find it appropriate to sometimes encourage people to say, hey, there is going to be a huge gap between the age of 45 and 65 when your, Social Security turns on. You might encourage folks to, hey, focus on saving in a taxable brokerage account, which provides additional liquidity. It'll help us bridge that gap until you turn on Social Security. There's really no penalties we have to worry about. So you kind of have to take into consideration like the longevity and that gap that they have to cover.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I mean, most people who want to retire early, it's more like 60 or 62. And that gap is shorter, and you can cover it with a brokerage account. You can also cover it with IRAs and things like that. But it's a few years. So making sure that you have something to cover that gap that's not going to penalize you, that still gives you flexibility is really important.